Hello everybody and welcome to this, and of course it's a new game, new release, so people are automatically trying to have a whinge about whatever they can fabricate, and such as Resident Evil 3 is no exception. People seem to think that this game owes them something, or it needed to be this amazing thing. It's too short, there's not enough puzzles. Well, newsflash, it's Resident Evil 3. It's more action oriented, and yeah, we're kind of going back to that. We're almost kind of regressing in terms of Resident Evil, because 4, 5, and 6, well, 4 was, I think it was the only deviation, that was, it should have ended at 4 in terms of, the third person action adventure, but because of the praise, because of the unanimous critical acclaim, they continued with that with 5 and 6, and 5 was terrible, and 6 was just poorly conceived and poorly executed, I think. I think it's a better game than 5, but people were kind of sick of that. Getting over the Resident Evil getting over the top and not scary and more actiony and more Michael Bay for that matter. So they kind of regressed with 7, which was met with critical acclaim, and then they remade 2, and they're remaking this. But Resident Evil 3 in this case has a less methodical, more of an action-oriented vibe. So maybe people are kind of being reminded of, but with the new engine, it doesn't feel like Resident Evil 6, 5, or 4, because the new engine is obviously it's RE engine, and they use that from 7, they use that from 2. And yeah, you're gonna have some old habits from 2 while playing 3, looking for puzzles that aren't there, that people seem to have issues with less puzzles. I don't like puzzles in my action games, so why can't 3 just be an action-y Resident Evil? Why do you need to change? I mean, they could go back and completely, change the story, and not just aspects of it, but fundamentally change the story and tailor it to be more of a survival horror kind of thing. But then that would mean having to nerf Jill as a character, even though she's a police officer and she dealt with zombies in the manor, or the mansion rather. And of course she would be a very effective, a very effective person against this zombie outbreak and pandemic, and going toe-to-toe with the nemesis. Not quite Alice from the movies, but enough to evade and predict, just being kind of conditioned for this situation, relatively speaking. So yeah, but take it with a grain of salt. Like a lot of these reviews that you're seeing, they're just little quibbles that people are having, and of course you're gonna see the YouTube fucking thumbnails and videos going, oh, it sucks, it's not good. Well, it had a short development window, and it's a short game as a result. And I was a little worried about that development window because, or the short release window, because I thought that would be indicative of the quality, but in this case, not the quality, but the length of the game. But it serves the purpose it needs to, and it does come bundled with Resistance, which I'm not too big of a fan of, because little mini review of Resistance, I think it's too messy, too convoluted. The fact that you can either choose to play as a survivor or mastermind. Everybody's obviously trying to play as the mastermind, so everybody's just waiting in those lobbies as opposed to it just being random, which would be fine because there's only 5 players, so you'd be the mastermind 1/5 of the time, and rather than playing Friday the 13th and you're Jason, 1/8 of the time. So it's not that big of a deal, but I'm not really a fan of it. But you do get that bundled value, right? So yeah, it's shorter of an experience, but does that really matter? And it depends on your playstyle too, also. So just, keep your pre-order, play the game when it comes out, and just enjoy it. And yeah, there's gonna be less puzzles, and there's gonna be, because, Jill's fighting her way through the city during the outbreak, and you're gonna stop to, open a little, fucking whatever, I don't know, little trinket the right way to get the key to get, it's like, no, you're running away from an 8-foot tall super soldier while simultaneously trying to navigate through the city, and that was just the story of the game. So they can fuck off, clearly, just I know it's a reviewer's job to find issues and what have you, but a lot of them are just kind of, I don't know, they just feel really contrived and fabricated just for the sake of shitting all over something that's clearly good. And I enjoyed the demo, so I want to play more of that. So anyway, I might even go play it right now to get a little bit more hyped up for this game. And not that there's anything else to do or play, so, well, not play, but, I'm going a little stir crazy here, and I'm happy that this shit's coming out and there's something to play. So anyway, take care and don't listen to the fucking reviews, just get the game. It's a good time. Farewell.